Please excuse me because I've never done this before, but there is a content warning for this video because this video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. I am going to be talking about racism, blackface, and some other things revolving something. So before I get into it, I just want to let you know there is a warning. So if this is something that possibly triggers you, or it's something you don't want to watch, you have been warned. Don't worry, I'm not going to be showing any images. This is strictly a discourse, so you do not have to worry about any images randomly popping on the screen that could potentially, you know, be harmful or traumatizing. But I just wanted to put this content warning up there. Let's get into the video. Hey everyone, it's a nerd named Mark here. This is actually a serious video. It's something I've been sitting on and thinking about, and after a lot of tweets and bad takes, I wanted to talk about the whole Kimura Subaru incident. Obviously, it's been come to light. He is the voice of Kamen Rider Vice. It has made, it has surfaced some his past of being racist, doing blackface, and also mocking slash imitating the lip plate, which is actually African tradition through various tribes like the Mercy tribe and this and that. Before I get into that, I want to explain my background as to why I have the opinion I do. So anyone who follows me on social media, watches my video, there's things I don't talk about. I don't talk about race. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion. Those are my top three things I don't talk about. Now, for me as my background, I guess I'm going to explain because I get this question a lot and I kind of ignore it. I get the "what are you?" because of my skin complexion. I live in San Diego now, so a lot of people assume I'm Mexican, Spanish, this and that because of my tan, but it's really because I'm mixed race. My mom is um, black and Native American, and my dad is Italian. And growing up, I've had dealt with a lot of racism. People thinking because I'm half black, I can give them the N word pass, or they'll get the barbecue pass. Which the barbecue pass jokes, those are you know those I don't really lose my shit about. But people asking for the N word pass, or because of my skin tone, I grew up getting a lot of Mexican jokes, and because also I grew up on a farm and I worked on farms, it got increasingly worse, especially living in an area in the Northeast in a farm town that had maybe a 1% African American population, maybe 2% total in the town, and almost no one of Mexican, Spanish, Latino descent. So I've grown up with racism. I'm 35 years old. I have literally dealt with this easily 30 years, you know, and it's a sensitive spot for me because I don't condone racism. So I'm going to tell you right now off the bat, with Subaru, like the whole situation, I do not condone any of that stuff. I do not support this man at all. And what I'm going to get into is ways and steps and how this should be approached. From my opinion, I am not a professional with like dealing with it. Like honestly, the way I deal when people are being racist toward me is totally different than what other people do. You know, I'm not the quiet person who's gonna just be like, take it and this and that. I will say something. And now that I'm 35, like there are ways to not process, but there are ways to deal with stuff like this. And if I could shed light and maybe you know, give you guys my opinion and my thoughts on this situation, it may help a bit. I don't know. It's just really something I wanted to talk about because it's like I said, I'm seeing a lot of bad takes on the internet, and I'm seeing because I'm new to the Toku Twitter fandom thing. Like I've always been a Toku fan, but like I've never really just cared for the social media side of it or Reddit or any of that stuff. But then once I started getting into content creating for it, I kind of started melding myself into the community in the fandom. I do stay away from Toku Instagram though. I'm just saying. Like we all know what it is like over there. But so this whole situation, um, I'm there's no excuse, honestly. Anyone right now who is making excuse or trying to pull the Japanese culture card and this and that for the, like, racism is racism. It's not black and white. No pun intended. It's like there's no one, there's not something that's kind of racist or is slightly racist. It's either it's racist or it's not racist at the end of the day. That's it. There's no middle ground. The extreme side of it, blackface, no, that's not. And I actually had a talk with him about it because I was like, dude, like, here's the situation. He knows nothing about Toku. I'm like, dude, what's like, I don't know. And he's like, dude, that's messed up. And before I get into some of the other stuff, like the lip plate and this and that, which is the main photo everyone's circulating from his Instagram, because I believe that's not deleted. I haven't gone to his Instagram. I don't plan on it. I know the blackface one has been deleted. Uh, don't misdirect any of your hate and anger about this situation to people who don't deserve it. Taka over at, was it Kotetsu Toys, if you, the fact that he had to make a tweet saying selling Revice toys means you support racism, so you're a racist. If he gets a, he's getting DMs like that. Taka is a wonderful human being, one of the nicest people I've interacted with, and he is doing a great job with providing Western Toku fans with an outlet to obtain merch that, let's face it, is not here in the West. And everyone is like, he does not. It's just like the cease and desist situation where him and a few others were getting harassed because Toei sent out cease and desists to fan subs. Yet he has nothing to do with that. He doesn't work for Toei. He doesn't work for Bandai or any of that stuff. So, like, any content creators, merch sellers, this and that, do not deserve any hate and should not be harassed at all. That is 100% what should not be happening. I saw the cluster fuck in the dumpster fire that was how Toku Twitter acted during the cease and desist. And honestly, depending on how Western Toku fans react and how they present themselves and act accordingly going forward will affect Western support of Toei properties. I mean, we're getting a Kamen Rider double anime on Funimation. We're getting Zero One and I believe Kyuga on Blu-ray. We're actually finally getting some support here. And yes, there are this whole Kimaru situation, Kimura. I don't know. I enunciate is right. I'm bad with names. It how we go forward with this is important because, you know, getting the pitchforks and like the torches out and going after Toei. Like, at the end of the day, Toei does not care about Western Toku fans. This is isolated to Japan, other Asian countries for their releases and their demographic and their target audience. 100%. But harassing people who have nothing involved, even harassing the voice actor, like, I'm not saying out of sight, out of mind. I'm saying if you don't want to support Toei, you don't want to watch Kamen Rider Revice, that is fine. 100%. Because at the end of the day, any of us watching it in the West, like, Toei's not making any money from it. Yes, merch, money, but that's besides the point. But anyone who chooses to watch this show is not a racist. I'm going to be well aware of this voice actor. I'd never heard of this person before this situation, honestly. Like, I'm bad with voice actor names and this and that. Like, I'm horrible at it. But from the standpoint of keeping self-aware while I'm watching, like, that this is, it's not gonna stop me from enjoying the show. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a huge fan of Kamen Rider. I'm a huge Tokusatsu fan, and I'm not gonna let one horrible racist human being ruin something I love. And I learned that really early on in my own life. Like, people are going to be, like, there's always going to be a percentage of people who are horrible, racist, this and that. And I don't let them ruin what I enjoy, whether it was video games or comic books. Like, you know, the worst example was I remember someone making racist, and I was like young. I was like, well, not young. I was like 13, 14. And someone's like, oh, wow, reading a comic book in English. I'm surprised it's not in Spanish. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let some douche ruin my love of comics because they want to be racist, thinking I'm Mexican. You know, or me reading a comic book and it's like Peter Parker, and then someone's like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're not reading Miles Morales since he's closer to your race. You can relate to him." It's like, screw you, like no. So I'm not. I don't let. I'm not gonna let this person ruin something I love. But at the same time, this person is, and I know a lot of people are saying separate the artist from the art, and I get it because if that wasn't the case, like I wouldn't be able to enjoy like H.P. Lovecraft or Edgar Allan Poe or let's face it, Disney. Okay, we all know what Walt Disney was like. I mean, it's been proven as a fact, but when it comes down to it, I just don't. It's just it's raw. It's really tough waters to navigate, and I want to say right now, if you are not black, not a black person in the Toku community, and you see a fellow person who is of African race, do not invalidate and try and make excuses or downplay or water down or dilute or any of that crap their opinion and their feelings on this situation. For me, I don't know if it's because of my age and how much I've dealt with. Like, it's one of those things where like I'm not surprised. I don't get shocked anymore by stuff like this. It doesn't mean it makes it any less wrong. It is still 100% wrong. It's just one of those things where it's like and it could be the fact that I'm mixed race, but at the same time, it's like I don't. I'm trying to think how to word this. Invalidating the feelings of the people that this is mocking and making fun of is wrong. You can't sit there and be like, if someone tweets as a black Toku fan, like this is horrible. Like I won't be watching Revice. Like this, I can't support this voice actor. I can't support Toei on this season. I'm gonna skip it. And then if you come in as a white person and be like, oh well, you could separate art from artists. That's not. It's like no, don't either. Don't reply it to it or don't acknowledge. Like don't. Your opinion is not needed on this on their feelings. It's not. Just like with this video, if you want to go in the comments below, be like, oh, well, you're only half black, so you can only be half offended. By the way, that's one of my most hated things people say to me is when they're like, well, you're only half black. So, you can only be like half of it. It's like, do you think like my opinions are all split based on each race? Because if we really want to be specific, it's like 40% African, about, I think I'm like 10% Native American, or it's like there's some weird percentage. I have the breakdown. I did the 21 and me thing, and my mom did too, because we knew our Native American heritage and like the tribe and everything. Because I used to go to the tribe's powwows and growing up. But from the African side, my mom was always really curious about like the breakdown of where and this and that, and so we did that. We found out like basically most of our relatives were from the Congo and this and that, which was really cool. It was really fun to like just have that conversation with my mom and like find out where we came from. But that's off topic. Back on topic of this, like the main importance of it is like just don't invalidate those people's feelings. Like I've tweeted a few things here and there, but like I kind of keep my mouth shut. Like I navigate Toku Twitter and the Toku fandom and stuff like that very carefully. Like I'm more into the merch. As you can tell, I like merch, and I'm still gonna watch Revice. I'm telling you right now, I'm still gonna watch Kamen Rider Revice. I'm still gonna do videos on it. So you're getting a warning right now. Like I will have a lot of Kamen Rider Revice videos. If you're gonna be a dick in my comments, just block me. Don't even watch my videos because I'm just gonna block you. Like, and every time and it's not gonna be something that's gonna be like lingering in my head every time I hear his voice. Oh my god, that freaking racist and this that. No, it's just I'm aware that that is a horrible human being, and it's tough because on the one hand, I get all the why so many people are upset. Um, I don't know what to say honestly. Also, the main thing I noticed too that's happening right now is people are trying to convince people not to watch the show. Don't do that. Okay? If someone wants to watch it, let them watch it. I and it's yeah. I'm just rambling now. Honestly, at the end of the day, this person was racist, and also wait. I want to talk about the. I know. I want to talk about the lip plate thing. So for those who don't know, when he did the photo, he was eating like a personal pizza or whatever, and he posed it and made the eyes and pretended it was like an African lip plate. I don't know how to say. I don't know word it, but like, just I wanted to bring up the lip ring thing because like a lot of people were like passing that off and saying, "Oh well, it's not as bad as blackface." I'm like, well, racism is racism. There's no like degree. It's like you're racist, you're not racist. It's racist, it's not racist. That's it. There's no like, oh that lip ring one. The lip plate thing was only like 33% racist, but the blackface was 100% racist. It's like, no, it's racist and it's racist. And that's it. But that's it for the video. I would say leave your thoughts and comments below, but honestly, if you're gonna be a dick, just don't. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Um, I'm not really gonna plug any of my stuff because honestly, just be better and stop harassing people who have nothing to do with Toei, have nothing to do with voice actor, have nothing to do with Kamen Rider Revice. Stop harassing people just because you're angry about it or you just don't want other people to enjoy the show because of the situation. With that being said, I'm Mark. I'm gonna go. I got some other stuff to work on. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.